the first 100 talk of 2022. It's like a gift from heaven. That's what it's been compared to historically.
Yeah. One of our recent reviews said that. That's just what it said.
Yeah.
You were just reading that review.
Recent reviews, man. I don't think we've had a podcast review in the Apple Store for like 3 years or something. It's been wild.
Yeah.
So go do that if you haven't done it already. But welcome. The dads are back. 100 Thieves is back. The 100 younglings were playing today, in fact.
Yeah.
Minus Insanity, who had internet trouble. And yeah, they were back and looking pretty good, in fact.
Did Insanity? I thought he just played on somebody else's account. Or did he not?
Mm-mm.
No, wow. They had that.
Yeah, he had reinforcement come in for him.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a new year. New dads.
Same dads.
But we're refreshed and we've made changes. I got rid of my beard, man.
You sent it to me. All your beard energy.
Yeah, I literally mailed you what I shaved off so you could add it in there.
Yeah. It's like a spirit bomb, you know. Channel it.
A beard bomb.
The beard bomb.
Beard it bomb.
Okay, I like that.
All right, dads are back for real this time.
We're really back now.
Lock-in's coming up. Jordan, it starts in a mere 3 days. Can you believe
That's great news. It's great news. It's so exciting. I think I forgot how cool of a way to start the season this is. We get to watch so much 100 Thieves, just get the group stage in and all the other stuff that comes after that.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yep. It's going to be banger-ish. And I've been watching random like VODs. Like the other day I tweeted about it. I was watching like 2017 MSI. Just getting excited, just getting ready for the season.
Competitive league. The first competitive league I watched in 2022, and then we'll get into the real show, was the ERL match, Reckless versus Spain. Amazing. Man, League of Legends is hype. This is a hype video game. And
we're back.
It's just such a good competitive product. We're all fortunate to be here with each other. Me with you. I won't speak on your behalf.
Us with our children.
Yeah, it's great. We're happy to be here. I can't wait to watch some League of Legends. Let's do this.
So here's what we're doing tonight. We're going to talk, not a full-length episode, but we're going to talk about lock-in, and we're going to talk about the season overall. And then we are going to debut our 100 Talk top 25 plays of 100 Thieves LCS from 2021. Now, there is a produced video that will also go live on our YouTube at 10 p.m. Central Time. Nice. So that should be a little bit after our podcast wraps up. But on this stream, and sorry to the audio listeners, I guess I'll cut it out. But we'll actually like watch those and talk about those plays a little bit and why we chose them the way we did. Because Jordan and I have some issues we need to work out.
BTS. Cool. BTS content.
Now, before we get going again, for real this time, huge thank you to Elgato, of course, for providing our lighting and our capture equipment and for just being a super cool company anyway. Supportive of the scene, supportive of what we do, supportive of the small guys, and that's super appreciated. We love them dearly, and we honestly very much love the products too.
Yeah,
that's true. I was looking at how they've now got like full VST integration in with their software for the Wave mics. Mm-hmm. And that's something like I run a parallel program to be able to do that, and I have a separate control surface to control that. Probably could do it with my Stream Deck at this point, but I have a separate control surface for that. It would make it so much easier if I just put it in through Elgato stuff. So maybe I should just do that. Maybe I should just do that. So thank you to them. And then also thank you to Rip It, the one and only delicious, good energy drink, force of good for the world. And we're both drinking G-Force on this particular night.
I've got 3 cans from the initial drop left. All 3 G-Force.
Oh, wow.
Because I like it the least because it was the bottom stack on my case stack.
Well,
but
I'm saving a variety. I've got a different flavor for each time.
The cornucopia of Rip It.
Yeah, that's right. All right. So, oh, and they asked if we're matching jerseys in chat. So, just a reminder, because we haven't done this in a while, we don't typically read Twitch chat very much while we're doing the actual podcast. But no, I have the Dollar Shave Club exclusive, beautiful blue jersey, and Jordan has the boring, regular black one.
I mean, boring, regular black Worlds jersey.
My bad.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. You have the World's jersey. And,
Yeah.
you know, the regular one is still fire. So
That's right.
here we are. Okay, let's talk about this. Now, we got a lock-in coming up. Jordan, I don't know if you've heard, but it hasn't been an easy task for some of these teams to assemble their crew, as Prince would say in Dave Chappelle. So,
oh no.
So there's a few issues that are posed here by this situation, because, you know, what we typically talk about with the preseason tournament is like, hey, so what does this mean for us?
Yeah, right.
Like, how much can we judge on preseason performance? That's already a discussion. It's already kind of an issue to begin with. Now we've got even more reason to ask, what does this mean that we're doing this? Because, so, like, what's the rundown, by the way? It's like, some teams are fielding their academy squads. Some teams are fielding partial squads.
I got a call.
Did I?
See if I was available. Somebody. Are you around this weekend? You got any plans?
You play Vader, right? He's getting buff. But yeah, so it's going to be a different kind of experience for preseason tournament. I've honestly lost track of what everybody's doing. I know TSM is not going to have their full roster. I know C9 is, I think, fielding the Academy squad, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Academy squad.
Academy.
Which, if you watch the C9 video, you know is a very competitive squad. Cole
Riot doesn't care about Academy.
Neither does C9, so that's fine.
Neither does LS. And then, did I see Dignitas also is maybe having some problems? I don't know. You guys always know more than we do. But the fact is, it ain't going to be teams at their full strength, even more so than it usually is. So the question is, what is lock-in? Like, what's the significance? Also, I should mention, we're only playing for money here. There's $150,000 that goes to the winner, plus $50,000 to the charity of their choice, which is cool. But there are, as far as I'm aware, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this year there are zero implications on the actual LCS season for lock-in.
Right. Before, was it like you got to pick which side of the stage?
Yeah, I think there was some weirdness with that. Yeah. You get to pick whether Perks can have a hat or something.
Oh, that's right. So the funny thing is, that's still the prize, even though Perks is back in the LEC.
Perks today, his C9 wouldn't let him out of that part of the contract.
How could they? They tried, they couldn't.
But okay, so where are you with this? Like, seeing what we're about to take part in, like, is this ultimate trap situation for us? Like, how are you feeling about this?
You know, I think it could be a trap. So there are different philosophies on how you approach this tournament. One is you meme your way into it along with everybody else, and you throw out, you know, kind of some goofy looks. Like, you make it very apparent that this is not your LCS, even if it's the players. It's not what you intend to do week 1, day 1. Yeah. Right. So that's one approach, and I think I wouldn't be totally shocked if we did that, because we saw some of that. I think I feel like we've seen some of that when we have a little bit of slack time anyway, right? Where
we saw it at the end of the LCS regular season when we put in our academy team.
Right. So I don't think we'll see academy. Like, I don't think we're going to go that far, because I think there is value in getting reps for the LCS guys for sure. So that's one thing you could do, is just kind of make it apparent that you're not being too sweaty about it. You could also just put out, like, we have the 6-man thing, right? So you could put out some kind of a statement to say, hey, we're going to be experimenting with our lineup to see what works well on the stage, and, you know, all this stuff, even though it's on the stage for the group stage. But so that's another option. I don't think we'll see that, because I get the impression they're positioning the 6-man roster not as like, we're going to see who the best top laner is and then put them in. up to this point, they've really positioned it more as we think they're both great, and we're going to use them both in the ways that make us the best.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a race. I think it's meant to be like a, hey, we have 6 tools to use to figure out how to best prepare for a team. The thing that I hope we do is I hope we just go out and absolutely smash teams.
Well,
I hope that
okay, hot take Jordan coming in.
but all those other things I talked about, those result in you not like. I hope that we try as hard as we can, because I think there's a lot of temptation here to not do that.
Yeah.
And what I would like to see us do is embarrass people and like put them in a place where they feel badly about the start of the season. Right? And they have big questions to answer about how they're going to do. Call it a hot take if you want. But that's the risk. There's risk in that approach. I'd say there's more risk in trying to win as best you can to not actually, which is kind of a weird spot to be in. Because if you go out and you try really hard and you lose, then people, like stay off Reddit, for a long time.
Right.
But I think we're well positioned to do that and to actually like really smash people in a meaningful way. Because everybody else they have like full new rosters. In some cases, they've never had a competitive game that's not a scrim, like a game that actually has meaning as a unit, as a program. Like we have full new programs. If you look at C9, they're like top to bottom. They basically just did a hard reset. So that's an advantage for us, and I do think that I think we're going to have an opportunity here to really make a statement. And not to mention, right, we played really well at the end of Worlds. Like, I think that was the best we've ever looked as a team, probably in any team across the entirety of 100 Thieves history for LCS. And we've only had more time since then. We've had a Korean boot camp. We've had actual time to, work on our identity even more. I feel like it's easy to forget that last split was the first time we had Reapered in, we were still doing a lot of figuring out who we are. So all that has happened and has come and gone. Like, I expect us to be the best we've ever been going into this tournament. So that's what I'd say I want to see. I want to see us at our best.
So I guess one of the big things for me about lock-in is it's where you get your first look at the meta, and it's kind of like which teams have the right feel for how the game should be played at the moment. And I don't think there's a whole lot to see before it actually gets started. I mean, you mentioned, was it LJL that you were watching that it started with Reckless? Is that where he is?
I don't
now?
know if it was one of the French teams against one of the Spanish teams. So
okay. So different. Yeah. There's I think like Demacia Cup or something is happening around now or something. I don't know, but
LCL started.
The point is there's not a whole lot to go off of, and so at this time it's kind of like, all right, whose guess about how to play the game right now is right. And that's LFL. I meant to say LFL. Thanks, Craig. I like that's one of the things where I feel like we had a pretty good read on it last year because we had, maybe a subpar team configuration, but our play style worked. And so we were able to still look good. I mean, I think if I'm remembering right, I think the C9 loss in semis was a reverse sweep. I think we were up 2-0 and then got beat 3 times in a row, if I'm not mistaken. So it's kind of like we were on the verge of, really doing well, the turret dives, all that stuff, right? So I think that's kind of a higher priority for me because I feel like if your meta read is right, you're going to get in rhythm quickly. And when you get in rhythm quickly, everybody feels good, and then the other teams are catching up to see what you do. So more than like, I hope we win by all these crazy margins, I just hope we're right about how we've been preparing. And so the result is actually kind of secondary to me. I just want us to learn how we're going to play the game. That makes sense.
Do you think if we have prepared well, do you expect that we wouldn't win?
I think that lock-in is early enough in the season that really anything can happen. That's why I'm never too concerned about the result, because it's very possible that like things just are a little off on whatever day. And maybe even if you have the right idea about how to play it, you don't execute super well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that stuff's always a possibility. I just want us to like, if we don't have the right read on it, I want us to be able to learn quickly and be like, okay, here are the adjustments we're going to make. I just want to be on track. I feel like the start of the year is just all about getting into that rhythm, because you are just so far ahead of everyone if you can get into rhythm quickly.
Yeah. No, I think that's the meta piece is really important for sure. I guess for me, I don't have a lot of question marks about that, right? Like I feel like Reaper he has proven himself to have a consistently, reliably strong take on the meta.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's been one of his things over time, is that he tends to not be playing catch up, and we saw it early on his time with his team. We were setting the meta. Like he's made bold calls and bets that have played out that way.
Yeah.
So I guess for me, I feel like because it is that confidence that makes me think that we're more likely to get good results. Like it would be more concerning to me if we show up and we look like we're not prepared and that we didn't get a good read on the meta, because it would be like, well, what changed?
Yeah.
Why would that not be the case for us at this point?
Right. And I honestly, I'd be super surprised if that's how we show up. I expect us to do well. I expect us to look good. If nothing else, for the reason that we're together and have been together. More on that later. But I think this conversation about like what result we're looking for is also, it leads to one of the questions that we got from listeners. So Nick Moore, who by the way almost always submits something to us, it's super awesome. So thank you, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Who said, since 100T are favorites, and we're going to break that down first. Since 100T are favorites, can lock-in be a success if the team doesn't win it?
Yeah.
So, first of all, I'm not convinced that everybody considers us favorites for this.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I agree with that,
mm-hmm.
but I'm not sure about that. Jordan and I are gonna volley that idea around later. But given that, I mean, we're at least among the favorites, sure.
For sure. No question about that.
So then the question, can lock-in be a success if the team doesn't win it?
And you're asking me that question right now.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Sorry, we're out of rhythm. We need to get our rhythm, our meta read on the podcast for this season. We need to
our meta read is off. I've forgotten entirely how to do this show.
We didn't boot camp in Korea for podcasts.
We didn't.
That was a big mistake.
I didn't know if you were softballing that one.
I was playing too much TFT, man. My perceptions of the podcasting world are now different.
That's right. Okay. Can it be? I mean, it's a really interesting question. I'm not used to talking about us as favorites. So my meta read is off on that for sure. Here's what I'll say. I mean, yes, it's possible. It's good, but the sentiment is going to be that no, we can't. Like fan sentiment, Twitter, the Twitterverse, Reddit, etc., everybody else. If we don't win, we should be prepared for people to trash us. I think that's true for any team that wins the title and then comes out and doesn't perform at the same level. And now that's, obviously that's not entirely fair, because you would expect that result to happen if the circumstances were the same, if all of the other teams were the same, if time hadn't passed, if entropy hadn't progressed in the meantime. Like, it's just a natural thing. So should you expect us to look exactly as good as we have been? I don't know. And we can discuss that. But I get where people are going to come from. They're going to say, well, if this is the team that lifted the trophy, then what a colossal failure. This is not another trophy for them. Is there a trophy? I hope there's a trophy.
There's $150,000.
The trophy is just a briefcase full of money, which is fine too. Can it be a success? I think for me personally, I would say this. There are some more like I'll call them unlikely scenarios where I could feel okay about us not winning. I mean, I think if we make it to the final, I'll feel good probably no matter what the outcome, unless we get blown out, right? Like that never feels good. But I do have high expectations for this, especially because some of the other top teams are fielding a, a,
Right.
not their strongest look.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's the expectation for me.
So I like what Big C, that's me, said in chat. He said, no moral victories. We had 2.5 years of that. We should be focused on winning everything, and anything less is a disappointment. So I kind of like that attitude. That's kind of where I am, but in like a slightly different way, because it's like, I think to at this point, we should expect excellence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when we don't win, yes, it's a disappointment. And it's like, dang, we should have won that. Like we're in that category now to feel that way, especially as you said, with the rosters that are being fielded. So I am of that mind, actually. But the only thing is, you can expect to win, but not go nuclear if we don't. And that's the thing. It's like, if we don't win, yes, I'll be disappointed. And I'll be like, there's definitely some things we need to work. But it's not, gosh, man, we need a new blank. You know, that's the thing. We're all like, as 100 Thieves fans of LCS, we're going to be new to being in this position where we're good and expect to be good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And part of that is knowing where the line is with that kind of thing, you know? So I like, no matter what happens, we lose like right away, we get smashed, we don't win a game in lock-in or something, man, I'll be real upset. I'll be shocked. The podcast will be very depressing. I'm not calling for a new coach. I'm not calling for new players. I want this team. Like, this is the team that I want. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so so what I will expect is that the team will get better and make adjustments, not, oh man, we got the wrong player and whatever. Right. Like that's where I'm at with it. It's like, yes, now we've moved into, let's expect greatness from this team. I mean, you get the message from Nate Shot today, right? In both the video that 100 Thieves tweeted and like the email that they sent out to the list, basically like, look, we're here to win. We're here to do things right. And that's our guarantee, you know, and that's awesome that we can get into that mindset, and we should. So let's act like winners now, and let's expect to be winners.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I feel like the first thing Big C said, like no moral victories. I think that's a good mindset to have, right? Like we shouldn't be prepared to settle for anything less than what our goal is and our ambition. And this is the first time that as an organization we can say, without being kind of braggadocious, that our ambition is to lift another trophy, right?
Right.
And I think that's what you said. I'll just reframe it, whether it needs to be reframed or not. It's like losing a game doesn't mean that you're not going to accomplish your ultimate objective here of lifting another trophy.
Right.
And if you interpret every loss as a signal that you can't accomplish your ultimate goal, you're not going to accomplish that goal.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. And that's a lesson that's hard learned, and that we've learned very, very well. And like, you don't actually need to look any further than the end of last season to get that.
Right.
You know, writ small, which is, we didn't expect this team to win the LCS, right? Because we came into playoffs at kind of a low point, and it was an amazing run that got us to the actual trophy room.
Yeah. And we had to go through losers because we lost to TL.
Right. So that's what I think we'll need to do again, because we're going to get hit in the face at some point.
And you'll be thrilled to know, Jordan, that it's time for my first NBA analogy of 2022. Yes, but first, you'll be even more thrilled to know, spoiler alert, on the 100 Next. I just received word that 100 Next has beaten Golden Guardians Academy. So our younglings are super cracked right now. I think that's the like 5th game they've won. I think they're 5-0 now.
They've played 5 games in like 2 days, if that's the
something
case.
Like
I swear they just started the other day.
They played Immortals AOE earlier. They played Maryville earlier. I watched those two. Anyway, so that's good on the horizon. Yeah. Anyway, back to my NBA analogy. Uh, so the thing about like having greatness as your expectation but not overreact. I mean, so basically like the LeBron system from the past few years, which until like recently got him to the finals every year for like 10 years straight. Their team often did not look that good, you know? Like they would be, you know, like in the 6th seed or something like that. Looking kind of rough during the season, but learning along the way, and LeBron figuring out how to play with those players and how to put the pieces together. And then like clockwork every year, just getting to the finals with whatever pieces they were, even if they were trash pieces, which they often were.
Right.
Like when Matthew Dellavedova is like your second best player available and you're still getting to the finals.
Right.
You're not doing too bad. So that's kind of like the system. We need to have that expectation, but also have that patience. So feels good to expect good things, you know?
Yeah. And no mistake to position ourselves as the bulwark against overreaction, Cole. How do we keep getting back to this point? I don't know, but we're going to do it again this year if we need to. I've got a lot of confidence in the fan base. I think people are going to be very measured and calm no matter what happens. And they're going to think critically about what we should do. And then they're going to probably make some respectful tweets, is my guess. We'll see.
We've all grown since 2021.
We took a couple weeks over the holiday to reflect
on our social media usage,
to work on ourselves. And here we are, Cole, ready for lock.
The fans are already in rhythm and form.
That's right.
Okay, so that's lock-in. Like, I don't know. Like, do you think we're gonna win it?
If I had to bet, if you give me $100 and said bet this, I'd bet on us.
Yeah. I think so.
Like,
too.
I think to come back to that, because you mentioned earlier that some people don't think we're the favorite.
Yeah.
We looked it up.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. That's exactly where I'm going.
Okay, take us there.
No, go for it. You're just going where I'm going.
Odds Shark says that TL is the favorite. I don't know if Odds Shark is the official bookie of the LCS now or what. I don't know. Maybe it's just a couple guys spitting out some odds. But they've got TL ahead of us. TL is the other big question. Like, it'll be really interesting to see. The reason I'm not putting my $100 that you've given me so nicely, thank you, on TL is because they're kind of where we were, right? Like, a lot of good players, make no mistake, very talented. They were in the finals, but these guys don't have a ton of reps with each other. And even if they've been practicing up to this point, like first time you're in a competitive match, you're on stage, that's a big change. So I expect that it will take them some time to actually hit their full strength. Whereas I think we should be somewhere closer to full strength already.
Yeah. Yeah, it just feels to me like I'm not sure why we're not considered the favorites in the books, you know? So
yeah.
What do they know that we don't? I'm not sure. But there seems to be this general sense of like the off-season moves of the other teams have put them ahead of us, which experience has kind of taught us that you cannot assume that these moves are going to work out. I mean, obviously with us and Bang, it seemed like 100% slam dunk on paper. It was like, oh my goodness, you're telling me we were that good in the regular season and now we just added freaking Bang? And we know how that went. Well, look, there's only one LCS winner every season, you know, and every team basically makes a lot of changes. We're actually like doing the unusual thing of not making changes, of sticking with our guys. It's not very common to do that. And you know, when we make roster changes, you're just on the clock for like, all right, how long is it going to be until they figure out how to play together and they have the synergy and we can really judge the team? Every other team is going to be going through that.
Yeah. For sure.
And we'll have the same guys that just destroyed Team Liquid in the final and destroyed EDG in a game at Worlds.
Yeah.
Those same people are back and have been playing with each other. So I don't understand this thought. It's like, do people like not rate our players very highly? Because
I don't know.
If you look at the equation, it's like, well, like, you know, they have like Bwipo and Bjergsen on the same team, you know, and like, it's like, cool, good players,
Yeah.
but it's like our players are really good also.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like FBI was definitely the best AD carry last season.
No question.
Danny looked great at times, so maybe he'll, be able to compete.
He's going to continue to get better for sure. But I think FBI is also continuing to improve.
Yeah.
So
and like at Worlds, I'm telling you, I know we went 3-3, but FBI and Huhi looked every bit as competitive with like Viper Mako. Like to me,
those two are pretty good.
Yeah. I don't see why people think that there's something. In fact, didn't you say there was a Hotline League take where like we would lose because of bot diff?
Being outclassed, maybe the word was.
Yeah, something like that.
And jungle. Bot and jungle diff.
Like, what are you watching? And Abadaga is cracked.
Yeah.
He's like the most unheralded really good player that there is in LCS, I feel like. Like no one talks about it, but the dude is like, how often are we looking at, oh man, Abadaga really screwed that one up. Abadaga really made that bad play. Instead, he's just making excellent plays across the map, just in a really like low key way somehow. Closer demonstrated quite clearly that he should have been the league MVP during playoffs, man. He went absolutely bananas.
Yeah, he's on a different level.
Someday had a huge redemption arc in the playoffs as well, because Someday was the only player that was like maybe dipping a little bit, but he looked really good during playoffs.
Yeah. He looked good at Worlds too.
And so if and yeah, like Perks is gone, by the way. Perks is not in the LCS anymore. So it's like, is it Bjergsen or Fudge role swap? Like, I don't know. Maybe that'll bear out to be true, but if you're playing the odds, it just doesn't really make sense.
Yeah. It's what you said. It's what you said at the end there. Maybe that will play out to be true. That is the bet at this point. If you're saying that our team is not going to be towards the top, or just the like, if we're not going to resume where we left off, pick up where we left off, that's kind of when you start thinking about this season, you have to assume that we're capable of picking up where we left off, because we've left things mostly as they were. We're adding tenacity, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
Anything else you bet is going to happen is a bet, and it's a maybe. Maybe Fudge will be actually super cracked at mid. That's a maybe. Maybe
LS won't make Fudge cry every day by shaming him publicly on stream for what he's building. Maybe.
Yeah. And the good news is we'll actually be able to check the VODs to see. We'll know if that's happening or not. My YouTube algorithm is showing me all the time the fact that it's happening. So for people to just jump in and be like, yeah, I don't know, I think they're actually kind of outclassed. It's like, maybe. But do you want to take that bet? That's my question. Because you're betting on a lot of unknowns right now. And it's possible. Like, these are good players. It's not like TL went out and they didn't call me. It was a different team that called me to see if I want to play that. It's not.
It was Golden Guardians.
It was Golden Guardians. And clearly, they called me because 100X they already locked in. So that's, I think, where I'm at on this. And I don't feel like I don't have a lot of time for like, yeah, but man, check it out, Bwipo, and then you got Han Sama, and like, yo, they're gonna be really good, man. It's like, yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bet on it though. I'm not betting on that at all. And I think, it's fine to bet on that if you're a fan of that team and you're excited. Great. That's good for you. But you're not gonna convince me that they're gonna come in and suddenly replace an incredibly dominant position that has, by the way, only further solidified their dominance in that position since the last time we played a domestic game. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah. So I guess it's like to me, people, when they evaluate like League of Legends players, there's kind of like two main components, right? It's like your talent level, so like your hands, right? And then your like experience level, so your game knowledge and composure, right?
Right.
And so it's like, I don't know what math these people are using, because if you look at talent on its own, as we're kind of saying here, it's either we're winning that matchup or we're at least like close, right? Pretty much everybody. then if you add in like the team experience, like this team playing together for a long time, veteran experience on the team, it's like those two components of the experience equation, we're coming out ahead, right? So it's like, what
Right.
do you think, like the talent gap is so big that it doesn't matter that the team never played before together or something?
Right.
I just don't get it. I literally can't understand. So I thought after the end of last season, the team would be respected more. And it just feels like,
Oh, Cole.
feels like we're
Here
not.
you go again.
But okay.
Assuming that people will respect us.
Whatever, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about these people who are using a different set of algebra rules than me, but
yeah. Maybe they cracked the code. Maybe they're seeing the matrix, Cole. Maybe that's what this is.
Yeah. Who knows? And then if we lose lock-in, we may see, I told you, and then we'll win LCS and we'll win Worlds. So, okay. Let's talk about the roster really quick, and then we'll do some top plays. Let's talk about the roster, and then we'll talk about year projections, like for the whole year.
Okay.
The Tenacity Thing.
Yeah.
We've had some time to kind of sit and stew on that. You mentioned that it seems like the plan is to have it situational, more so than we're going to see who's best and go with them. I think at least that's the plan early on. Like, who knows if that's the long-term plan? Maybe by summer they want to have a solid figured out thing. But yeah, I get the feeling that it's probably going to be situational, try and get Tenacity experience. How having had time to get used to that idea, like how comfortable are you with this? What are you thinking the effect of Tenacity on the whole equation is going to be?
Yeah. I mean, obviously there's risk to it, right? And I think you're kidding yourself if you think there's not. But here's how I've been thinking about it lately. I have got a lot of confidence in the management of this team. I think they've earned a lot of confidence and trust. And so I don't think they would have done this if this were just a min-max exercise, right? Like if we thought we could be 5% better with Tenacity, I don't think we would see this playing out. So there are a couple of things I think are probably happening. One, I think they see a really bright future for Tenacity, whether he's there now or it's a year or two from now. And they want to find the way. Like, it's kind of like, look, it's the what do they call it in logistics? The final mile or whatever. It's like you can do all this stuff to get goods where they need to go. In a certain way, I would say our talent development pipeline is that same thing. Like finding a general sniper, finding a Tenacity, finding a Kenvi. That's one job. Yeah. And in a certain degree, it's probably a bit easier because if you're 100 Thieves and you have a cracked player, they're probably DMing you. It's like, yo, check out this highlight reel. Like, look at me. They're coming to you. You do all that stuff. You put in all the stuff we've done here, and you build this amazing pipeline. Figuring out how this person fits into your LCS roster is actually probably the hardest piece of this entire puzzle because there are so many things that could go wrong. So I don't think this is us just saying we think he's pretty good, and we think that maybe on some days he's going to be better than someday. I think it's one of a couple of things or a couple of things. I think that we have belief that longer term he's going to be a more promising option than someday. Years
long term,
actually, yeah, not like weeks, years, because you have to be thinking years, right? Because your program is going to exist for years, and or at some point we know like this is the last year for somebody's contract. It's entirely possible that somebody has said after this contract ends, here's my plan, or he said at some point I have to return to Korea to fulfill my obligations to that country. Like there are things that information we don't have. It's possible that they do and that they're preparing for it, right? So I know that those things are it's like maybe he said like, hey, I want to go home and I want to like work on the next phase of my life. Like I want to start a family. Like we don't know, but there are all kinds of other things that might contribute to us wanting to start investing in the future in a way that doesn't just involve us rolling the dice when we get there.
Yeah. And thank goodness we're in the position to be able to do that,
Yeah.
Turns out our amateur top laner is also an incredible option to us on the table for the future. I am like, I've really tried to come around to this idea of the 6-man roster, and I'm still just out on it. I still just don't like it. I want us to go with one. Do you think we're going to see Tenacity and Lock-in?
I thought about that. I don't know. It would be interesting to see if we do. If we do, I don't think it will be. We're giving him a try. I really don't. I think if we see him in Lock-in, then we should expect to see him in spring. I mean, personally, I would kind of be surprised if we do, because I think someday is hot. He has been hot in the last few months, so I would be surprised. If I had to put a bet on it, I'd say no. But I've been surprised before.
I can't make up my mind on this. I wish they'd just come out and say it, but I kind of think we will.
You think so?
Yeah, especially with like the other teams doing who knows what. It's like, let's see what it looks like. So I think at some point we probably will.
And why do you think we will? Do you think it will be to get him reps, or do you think
I think they're committed to not only getting him reps, but really to try and get a feel for how good he is. You know what I mean? Because think about it, like his stage game for us was with the academy team. It wasn't with the LCS team. And you know, he was doing really, really well around Worlds during boot camp time on solo queue, right? And I think they want to have that figured out. I think they want to know this. I kind of feel like we're not gonna full commit. Well, it's not like we don't want to win spring, but I feel like our goal is just summer related. It's like
Yes, I think
spring will give us. I think by summer we're gonna have like, all right, we're gonna go back to 5-man roster and not 6. That's my personal thought on it. And so spring is really the time to figure that out, even if it costs us a bit. Which for the long-term health of the team is probably still a good idea. I also think the team has demonstrated they are legitimately committed to developing talent, right? And that will be part of that demonstration. You know, there's always, like, you know, you're talking about 100 Thieves is in a position where talent wants to play for them. You have to keep that up. And that's one of those things, you know, it's like stage experience. If you can show that you're willing to actually give that to the younger players, you know, that's going to make a difference when teams go to sign for you. Fortunately, we seem to be in like a really good position with stuff like that anyway. So,
man, let me just tell you, if they don't have Gabe and Mark and that entire team working on like
Gabe switched to marketing, by the way.
That's true. Although I think the video at the start here was a Gabe joint, if I'm not mistaken.
It's not. It wasn't.
No, okay, I'm mistaken.
It was Ottoman. I forget her name. The other person.
I'm of two minds on this. I think there's a really cool story to tell with Tenacity, like a recruiting video almost. Like you put this kid's story together and it looks amazing. But I feel like Golden Guardians did that with Niles and it didn't age well, you know? So like that's the other thing. If you're trying to attract this young talent or these up and coming players in the scene, and you know, and all eyes on, like pressure's high. Pressure's very high, not just for Tenacity, of course, for his own personal ambitions, but for the organization. Like we want this guy to succeed. We need him to succeed because it's proof of concept.
It's part of the story, right? It's a marketing thing, really. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I think they mean it when they say they're gonna try and figure this out with Tenacity and see what the best option is. I do think that's sincere. So we'll have to see. And then so looking forward then to the crystal ball segment here.
Yes. Profit goal returns.
What do you think about like how we'll do in spring and how we'll do in summer?
There's kind of an interesting dynamic, which is the stakes are arguably lower in spring. I mean, obviously, if you had to choose one to win, you'd choose summer.
Yeah.
But I do expect that like we talked about kind of throughout the pod, the other big names are going to be making a push for summer. And that's probably a more realistic timeline for them, right? Just given all the stuff we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So we could also, just here's what I'll land here. I think we do our best to actually win spring, in part because I think it brings a lot of, a lot of glory to the organization, and it gets us a ticket back to an international event, which I think is going to be, I think that's a really helpful thing for us. It's almost like, can we get a reset a little bit if our goal is to go back to Worlds, which I think we're fully capable of doing? How good would it be for us to go back? And if we could play at the level that we had at the end of Worlds, at the start of MSI, I think we could really show up in a meaningful way. And I think it'd be great for the mental, the players, and the whole team. So that's where I'll just say we're going to go. Is we're going to make a push for spring for MSI, and then we'll see what happens in summer. Obviously, I think if things go well, I think we're capable of competing for another title for sure.
It's very hard to repeat as champions. No matter how good you are, it's very hard to win it multiple times. I think we can do it though. I really do. I think we're definitely contender in both splits. I think we win spring. My expectation is that we'll win spring. And I don't know about fall just for the whole, or summer, excuse me. I don't know about summer just because of the whole thing, about like, it's just hard and we don't know what changes there will be. But I think that this roster can compete long term, and so I don't know if we'll win, but I feel like top 2 is the expectation for both splits. It's like anything less than top 2 is like disappointing for me.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, it's a crazy position to be in. So I think in that case we will make Worlds. And honestly, if we still have this roster together and everything's going well, like I think we could seriously compete at Worlds after seeing what we saw this past year. I feel like the guys had a chance to get to Worlds and feel the sting of like it didn't work the way you wanted it to, and then also had the rare chance to like get a big win also to prove that you can be there and compete.
Right.
So it's like you got over both of those hurdles in one trip to Worlds. So that sets you up really nicely for your second trip, mentality wise. Right. So I think this is going to be the year that we have our best chance to perform at the highest level that we've seen an NA team perform. Big expectations. Probably going to get memed by some of you, but big expectations.
I don't think you're crazy. It's going to be fun no matter what. I'm just super excited we get to. It's fun to go into a season with a clear set of expectations based on past experience. That's such a rare thing to have. It feels like for any team, kind of across esports, because the rosters are so fluid. So hopefully we can deliver it, because I think if we can, we're going to be awesome. It's going to be fun to watch.
I know that our staff's going to be really feeling the pressure of those expectations, and certainly wish them the best as they go about this, but they deserve and have our full faith and confidence after, what they've been able to do over the past year. Which brings us to, I think, one final point for the pod before we move into the top plays of 2021, which I'm excited to do because I just love crap like that. I have mentioned this before, I think, on the stream, but a lot of you guys may not know. We have like a template rundown that we use, that we fill out every week for like how we talk about, stuff for the pod. And basically, since Papa Smithy has been hired, we have a section on the template called Trust the Papa. And that's our check on how are things going from the team management perspective. And initially it was like, all right, what's he going to do? Is this whole switch from caster into general manager going to work out? What's going on with our mid laner? What's going on with our roster? So it was like earning the trust, right? And then things were kind of weird in his first year. And so we just kind of periodically check in on stuff like this. I think, Jordan, it is time. I think they have proved the positioning of this team, the positioning of the future of the team, that we're in good enough condition that I feel comfortable removing Trust the Papa from our podcast template.
I think it's
Is it time? Okay, someone play some solemn music. I'm literally going to do this in our shared Google Doc right now. Here it goes. Jordan can watch it disappear. It'll be privileged for him to do so. Everybody pay your respects just for 1 second. We permanently trust the Papa.
It's gone.
It's gone. Yeah, press F to pay respects, Chad.
Yeah, it's earned. Here's what I'll say.
Biddy, I don't mean that we're not saying we're getting rid of Trust the Papa as our idea, as our thing. I'm just saying we don't need to like revisit that. We trust the Papa.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, it's we'll have to see. As you said, it's hard to repeat as champion. It's hard to, like, there are those legendary teams and organizations across all sports who managed to do that 4, 5, 6, 7 times, right? And those people are legendary for a reason. So this doesn't mean that we are placing the management of the LCS program in that standing. Like, there's more work that needs to be done, and that's what Nadeshot said in his letter today.
Yeah.
But are you going to say but?
No. You can finish your point. Sorry, I threw you off. Go ahead.
But I think what's happened is we've been there have been decisions made over time, and this is true for Malik as well. I feel like, by the way, I think it's better for us to not doubt these decisions because they've proven time and time again that they have sound decision-making abilities, and their judgment is really strong on this stuff, and their instincts are more often than not accurate. And they've landed the pieces that need to be there for us to be saying at the start of the season that we expect it's possible for a repeat. That's why we can delete that section.
Yeah. And special mention, by the way, it's not just about the team decisions and everything. We happen to have apparently like the only team GM who won't make a fool of himself elsewhere also with having communication issues, whether internally, Andy, or saying dumb things on Twitter, Jack, stuff like we also have a guy who communicates very well and respectfully and who doesn't screw up that portion of the job and who, quite frankly, isn't a child. So lucky us.
I kind of get like, more often than not, I'll see Papa, like when I'm seeing him on Twitter, it's because he's like being
the adult in the room. Yeah. Yeah.
And I kind of get Phil Spencer vibes. Phil Spencer, head of Xbox for Microsoft, where it's like he just feels like horrible news will come out and he'll be like, dang it, like I really hate to hear this, and we have to do a better job overall as an organization, like, I feel like that's energy. It's the energy he has. So more of that, please, in the scene if we can manage. We are lucky. Yep. All right. Well, so that concludes it for the normal podcast portion of what we're doing. So now we get to go on to the fun part, which is counting down the top 25 plays of the LCS season. Now, everybody, at 10 p.m. our time, Central Time, so in 33 minutes on our YouTube channel, our like edited version of this is going to go live. Okay, so like the whole video with music and stuff is going to go live at 10 p.m. But you're going to get like the director's commentary through this with me and Jordan. So that's right. This should be a fun thing to do. Let me get this pulled up. Here, Jordan, are you prepped? I am ready. All right. So I'll try and remember which number we're on as we go. I can kind of see it, but let's roll that beautiful bean footage, Jordan. You remember that? Wow. Yeah. Is it a Bush's commercial? Yeah, I remember that. Okay. Let's do it. And we can kind of talk about these as we go. So I don't have Hudson, what's up? I don't have
extreme control over these, so we'll kind of just pause and kind of try and go back on things if you want to point out something. So just let me know, Jordan, as we go.
All right.
Play number 25. Let's do it.
One of the advantages that you get when you're playing with it.
Someday.
Oh,
I'm
it
assuming.
stopped already.
Off to a hot
it's
start.
like literally just froze. Here we go. Common someday top lane play.
Oh, yes.
Against an Aurelia, by the way, loses
Yeah.
Webinar. Super calculated solo kill.
I love too that they have their player cams on the whole time.
Yeah, so you can kind of like watch the non-reaction.
It worked out.
That's the thing.
perfectly.
Someday is not frazzled by this at all.
No.
We've seen him do this so many times. He's just like, whatever.
The only thing that's missing is the health point check in the bottom left.
Yeah,
you know?
right. Where it's like,
I
oh,
need at
2
least
HP
4.
calculated. Yeah. All right, 25. Or 24, excuse me. I love this play so much.
Oh my
I ranked
gosh,
it higher than
yes.
Jordan. So this is one of those where we kind of disagree, but look at this. Just
Oh, this
look
play.
at this. Yeah. So it's kind of looking a little scuffed, but Huhi Nautilus takes over. And just watch what he does here. Sets up one, sets up Jizuke, and then he goes Matrix on us right here. Watch this. Do you see that hook? Okay, 1 second here. You need to, I wish I could play this in slow motion. You need to appreciate the angle here. But you see the rocks right here.
Yep.
Look, this is the edge of the one. This is the edge of the other. There is like no space there.
Yeah.
All right.
It's possible that's not even an angle. You know?
Look at this. Look at where
It's
he
a
is.
negative
You
angle.
see him jog quickly to the right before this. And look at that hook. And it's like full range.
It is max range.
That is
Bullet time.
unbelievable hook. Oh my goodness. Huhi is just like so good. He has popped off so hard on sport and never gets enough credit. But
No, I mean, I think that's pretty common for support players to not get enough credit,
yeah.
but certainly he is in that category in a big way.
Yeah. Now, Crip said videos taken moments before disaster. He's referring to this being the Danny game.
Ooh,
So we won't talk about that.
no,
But
we won't.
geez, man, what a hook. All right. 23. Another someday play.
Lilia, closer Lilia.
Watch someday Gnar here. PoE starts it off taking half his HP bar. And someday says,
Again.
let me just flash in here with the reposition Gnar ult and set up Huni too, because you know the someday Huni rivalry is strong.
Love
Just
it.
the positioning of this flash ult to get look at the radius.
I swear to you, he's mini when he flashes. I swear he's mini when he flashes.
And look at like the rings here. The ring is like his little radius. Look at
Yeah.
where Huni is, man.
Devastating for them.
What on earth? How do you flash into that position perfectly like that? Oh my goodness. Gets two.
I'm glad that
guy.
somebody gets both of those kills too. Like the whole team shows up. He's like, no, this is my double. I
Yeah,
got
he
it."
earned it. He earned it.
Yes, he did.
All right. Going to play number 22. Do you remember there was a time when FBI played Lee Sin in the bot lane?
Boy, do I.
And this happened.
What a Chad.
Remember, we had like a mini rivalry with Immortals this year. And then FBI did this on Lee Sin.
He ended it. Oh, he sees the shift forward and he's like, yep, that's my cue. And I'm out.
Now, we won't talk about this. All right. Who cares?
Yeah.
But that's that part of it. He's just getting Destiny's flash. Right. That's all.
Does
he's
he get the
doing.
flash too?
Yeah, Destiny had to flash
yeah,
for the
yeah,
chain.
Yeah.
But Lee Sin, our bot laner plays Lee Sin better than Xerxes played Lee Sin.
He punishes Raze so hard for shifting forward to hit the proc. on
Yeah.
the W. You see that?
He's like, okay,
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, see what Destiny hits the flash here.
Oh yeah. I don't know if he needed to do that, honestly.
I think he maybe needed vision in the tri bush. So
He has
All
vision from the chains.
Play 21.
I think he was worried he's going to break the chain.
I think if I'm remembering right. Oh yeah. So look at this, Jordan. Look at the mini map.
Yeah.
Oh no.
The whole
This
team.
looks bad.
Well, they're doing the TSM. They left Tactical down and bot. But.
Yeah. This looks bad for Abadaga, especially because gold card's coming out, right?
Yeah.
So they
he's
send
locked
3 to
in.
collapse on him, and this is what happens. Flash over the wall.
Flash.
Huhi, what's up? After the shockwave, gets over the wall with the knockup, and FBI lands the root and opens up the Jhin ulti. So now they're all running. Closer's here also.
Never have people been more confident to entirely unconfident. And they get Huhi though.
And they get Alfari, most punchable NA, former most punchable NA. He now is in a different
shock
place.
blast, an empowered shock blast on the stolen Jace
on the stolen
to end the play.
Viego Jace. So yeah, Alfari now has moved on to a better place, and yes, I do mean he was killed by Someday. But again,
Mortally wounded.
this is
in the
watching.
Just the flash.
There you go.
I love the curtain call in this play.
Yeah.
Just so excellent.
Well, slice of bologna. Not at this moment, but at 10 o'clock, so in 25 minutes, the produced version of this is going on our YouTube, so you can see it there. This is like this is me and Jordan just having fun talking about it.
Yeah.
It's got numbers. It does though.
It is. It's produced, man.
All right, so Jordan, from one closer Viego play to another. And
To another.
It's gonna scramble. Okay, cool. Huhi gets the Zonias off of tactical. And TL thinks they're turning the fight here, but Shockwave gets to. Here's the retreat. Jensen goes forward on FBI, and Closer says, "Nah, let's win this."
Yeah, I get a different idea actually.
Right on a tactical. FBI Jhin ulti's perfect.
Oh, he's so close.
Reset
to
1, reset 2. Jensen running for his life. Santorin barely gets away. Closer wants to make sure they get the gold. There's the stun.
Yep. Man. That was just a full razor's knife's edge, razor thin margins. We're just using the health bar as a resource.
Shockwave from Avdaga, by the way. Look at how much damage this gets. Boom! They're just pumping it into him.
They turn. I mean, TL's confident. They turn here.
But Closer, look how he gets onto tactical here. He says, "Nope, I got my dude."
Jeez.
And then FBI just finds the target.
Oh my
you know?
gosh. Yeah. Like, granted, free fire for him, that's a shooting range, but his positioning on the curtain calls are so good.
And let's not forget what Alfari said before this game. Why don't we just ban Viego? Good question. Jat would have. So again, from one closer play to another closer play to another closer play. Why not?
Yep.
Most of this is going to be closer. Most of the countdown.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I should mention, by the way, I don't think I said this out loud. So the way we did this, we pulled like 50 plays, and then both of us ranked them and gave them points according to how high we ranked them, and then we added those together and averaged them. Yeah. That's how we ranked them.
Cole pulled 50 plays. Thank you, Cole.
I pulled 75 plays and then pared it down to 50 for you. Look at this engage from closer. Oh, you all got in the same spot. Oh there's 2. Closer almost dead, and Abadaga says, "Oh, my Lee Sin mid. I'll just kick you over the wall so you can't finish off the kill." And then Jenkins gets taken out as well.
Oh,
so
man.
It's worth mentioning, Closer was in NA. Closer was the person who like showed you that Diana is the pick right now, right?
Yeah.
Like,
he said,
and it was plays like this. This might have been one of his first Diana games from that split. And plays like this are why. Look, there's 4 of them there in the choke.
Oh my gosh.
4. 1, 2, and just look at Abadaga doing the sensible thing to save him by just getting Santorin the heck out of there over the wall.
Unbelievable.
Jeez. What a beastly play. Now, it wouldn't be a 100 talk countdown of the best 100 Thieves LCS plays without our boy Tommy getting some shine.
Yes.
Ryoma makes it into the top 25 with this Silas play. So this is messy, all right? This is very messy. Thank you, Wes, for the sub. This is messy. It's not going to look good, all right?
I can't wait to hear Captain Flowers back on the cast.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. All right, so it's like, okay, we got them, but at what cost, Jordan? Because Johnson got off a sick ulti pull. So the kills are coming through, and now it's like, oh, crap. And Licorice is about to go mega. Look at his bar, right? Licorice, no.
Rageful.
About to pop off.
Macronar coming in.
So he's like, all right, let me engage. Let me build up the rage. And then Ryoma with the chains prevents him from getting onto the back and killing FBI with the ulti. Look at that. All right. Just watch the timing here on the Silas chains from Ryoma. Shout out Tommy.
Shout out Tommy.
It's looking real scary at this moment. And Licorice says, all right, I'm going to get that kill. And Ryoma says, not today. Look at this. He's stunned. FBI is stunned right when Licorice goes mega, and he's going to have ulti up in like a second, right?
Yeah.
And just grabs him.
Oh.
Grabs him in the middle of the air. Now,
At all.
Palfox lets it get away. Who cares? But cracked play from Tommy. Shout out Tommy.
Love that.
But let's give Huhi, excuse me, not Huni. Let's give Huhi some shine here for this flank. Play number 17.
Yeah, this flank is absurd.
Okay, look at Huhi just strolling through the jungle.
Yep.
And
knows he's on.
Yeah, he's got
pink
4
ward.
targets coming up. And watch what he does. So depth charge onto Danny, knocks up 2 along the way, then Danny, and then he hooks Jizuke. So Huhi lines up all 4 with that engage. And then it's just, let's finish him off. Party portal in.
Oh my gosh. Talk about value CC, you know?
Yeah,
Like
just watch this again.
2 button presses. He CCs almost
Depth
everybody.
charge,
on the team.
boom, boom, boom. Then Jizuke hook. It's like, no, no one survives here. The game ends now.
Oh, he's so good.
He is so good, man.
Okay, look, I'll say this. If Fudge's roll swap to mid is anything like who he's roll swap to support, we're all in trouble.
Yeah, we're all in serious trouble. Fortunately, it's Fudge, so it won't be. Here we have a pretty crazy team fight. So this is before the play really starts. So someday goes down. So we're actually 4v5 here as we're pushing in. Big gold lead though. So Closer says, let's do something.
Let's go for it.
Gets the Braum multi. And then look at this. Engage Diana to the set boss toss. So they're just bounce housing him.
Yep. The face breaker at the end of it too, right?
Well, yeah, just wait for it. Zonya's out of Jenkins. Thinks he gets away. Now watch Huhi. Oh my goodness. 3-man face breaker. 3-man face breaker. Abdaga goes for glory here. Almost gets it.
Yeah, he does.
We love him anyway.
Yep.
I just want to watch this again. I guess I should get Closers engaged in there too. Just sucks him in, blow him back out, right?
Yep. Jensen Diego, not quite the same.
And then just who he's positioning here, man. Look, he's like, oh, if I get in the middle there, it's over. Flash, 3-man pull. My goodness. All right, we got Abdaga in 15 making a play here. I remember when this happened. It was like we're seeing like a textbook illustration of what we want to happen with this team comp. Because Blabber's got the Kindred ulti. We got to get that out. He's going to keep everybody safe. Drop the ulti. Oh, wait. We have Azir. So let's just evacuate the safe space and kill him. Just scooped him straight out. Whoop. It's exactly what you want.
The shields are basically up on the very edge of it too, so even like there's no dash back in that scenario.
Yeah,
for you. You're not getting into the respite.
Love it.
Yeah, that pick was so deflating for them. I feel like they're just like, oh no.
Yeah. Oh, they actually countered this perfectly.
They found the counter.
Now, again, we go from Abadaga to Abadaga. Actually, more specifically, we go from Azir Daga to Akali Daga.
Oh, Akali Daga.
I remember when this happened. I was like, oh my gosh. It looks like he's collapsed. He goes in on Palafox. Zonia's, and then over the wall with the execute. How mad are you if you're Palafox when that happens?
Yeah. You were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah. Now Abadaga dies here. In fact, I think we kind of like lose this fight. But just watch this solo kill.
There, like, pause it here. There's no player who's ever been more dead. What was that? Okay.
Sorry.
I gotta say something. What was the timing on this Varus arrow? He was off by like a second and a half.
Oh yeah, my man did not know when he went gold. Maybe he got into. He didn't. No, he should have had vision on that. Yeah, he had vision. He just counted it wrong.
Yeah.
I want to see that full kill one more time. So in and out. Palafox runs to safety, or so he thought. Ooh. Oh my gosh, over the wall. So nasty. Now, there was a time, Jordan, when Abadaga got himself into trouble early game. Do you remember this? Game 2 of the finals, or of the playoffs against EG.
Oh, jeez. Yep.
But the thing is, we had closer Viego. Okay, so here's where Abadaga's dead. Unified, what's up? Whoa, thank you for the massive raid, everybody. Welcome to 100 Talk. We're a fan podcast around 100 Thieves. I know you guys have enjoyed watching 100 Thieves tonight. The 5-0 100 Next squad who just took down an academy team. Man, just insane. We're cracked. And right now, we've finished our main podcast, and so we're going through the top 25 plays of 100 Thieves LCS. So this is a highlight reel segment that you're jumping in the middle. We're on play number 13.
Ooh.
When
and in about 14 minutes, it's going live on our YouTube page if you want to watch the whole thing without the director's cut.
Yeah.
So if you want to reminisce on the top 25 best plays of 100 Thieves last year, this is the video for you.
That's right. So yeah, everybody, thank you for being here. Again, this 100 Thieves oriented community, but everybody's welcome. Just a bunch of dads with their kids, you know. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're visiting Closer's amazing abilities on Viego in this early game situation where Abadaga's just died and Closer's now 1v3, but he's got the pick. He's got the pick that he made famous in NA.
He's level 3.
Gets the kill in contracts, gets the Lee Sin kill, and now Jizuke is in serious trouble. Somebody's roaming up, but he doesn't even need the help.
No, he doesn't.
Triple kill.
I mean,
saves like the entire early game in the playoffs.
You almost feel bad for Jizuke because Jizuke realizes after the first two guys die that he's done for. He's just walking away.
Yeah.
You know.
So again, second NBA analogy of the new year. I have this stat that I love about LeBron where he has the most off the glass to himself dunks in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
I would venture to say Closer may have the untouchable record for Viego triple kills in the playoffs. Yeah. I don't think anyone's ever going to break it. His run has been nasty. I think he has like 4 just on this countdown.
3 or 4. Yeah.
But, you know, Jordan, I play 80 carry. Mm-hmm. And it can be hard to get your credit. Now, FBI got credit earlier for his Lee Sin kill against Immortals, which was insane.
That's a good one.
Playing a
bit unorthodox.
Yeah.
Very good, though.
But every once in a while, you have a fight that changes things. It'll descramble in a second, sorry.
Oh, dude, this fight.
So FBI Philios, they're going in on the Baron contest. They try, the engage. Someday gets double knock up, and FBI says, "All right, I want in there with this Infernum," and gets 4 on the Infernum. And they have to run. It's so much damage. The fight is immediately over.
It reminds me of the Twitter videos you'd see when Aphelios first came out.
Yeah,
like, well, this champ is
the
busted.
200-year videos. Double shockwave from Abadaga to get that kill too. So again, just watch this Infernum. He lands it on 4. It's in the only position where you can get 4. And all of that damage. Now later they show the damage graph from this fight. You know how they do like total damage done by each player during the fight? FBI, 22 minutes into the game, 6,588 damage in this fight. 6,588.
Oh my gosh.
Probably like 5,000 of which came with that one Infernum.
How many times we see the Infernum or the Aphelios ult miss too? You know, not just FBI.
A lot of whiffs.
It's one of those notoriously whiffed ults, I feel like.
Well, he made up for a litany of whiffs with that one.
Right. For Aphelios is everywhere.
Now, going to number 11 on our countdown, Jordan, I mentioned Ryoma had his moment on our countdown. Do you know who else is going to have a moment on our countdown?
I can't wait.
Our old pal, Corndog DeMonte.
Oh, yes.
Let's go. Let's give the boy his shine. On the Orianna, set up by Huhi right here. They're defending against Golden Guardians, who has a big gold lead and a push.
Yeah.
And Huhi says, you know, I think we need to win this game. So DeMonte, how about you come with me? We're going to get some work done here. He's on the rel. He's fishing. Now he knows he's in position.
Oh,
Flash forward 3. Wombo combo with the shockwave. Meanwhile, someday just push an Iconic out of the fight.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude.
Wombo combo. That's a really pleasing one.
That's the dream shockwave. That's... You feel good about yourself after that.
Yeah, no, you feel excellent.
No matter what kind of game you've
They
had.
saved this game, by the way.
Yeah.
So this turned the whole game. They're fighting in the Infernal Soul, by the way.
Yeah.
And just look at that wombo combo. FBI ulted in too. Kaisa Killer Instinct.
Yo, it doesn't matter if you have the Infernal Soul in that fight because you didn't
get to shoot anybody. You didn't get to hit anybody.
Time.
Yeah.
There were no abilities used, no auto attacks done.
Maybe Stixay got a little bit of work done.
Stixay does, yes, but everybody else is instantly dead.
Man. FBI really wanted to kill an Iconic too.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this what I think it is? Yes. Okay, so this closer play. I love crap like this. This is one of my favorite types of plays, right? So we get cleaned up in a fight. As you see, beginning of this, we've already got 3 down. Someday Abadaga, FBI, all dead. Listen to the casting. They're laughing. Closer.
Oh, yes.
Eyes this situation. Knows they're going to get the Baron. Maybe tie up the game here, right?
Yeah.
With the Baron push. They've only got Cloud Soul for 100 Thieves. Gold lead isn't that much considering where they are in the game. So Closer says, I got GA. Flashes in. There's one. Takes out NXI on the back end. He's got Huhi with him, of course.
A triple.
Gets the GA. Huhi keeps him busy. Closer retreats. And he gets out of there.
Sacrificing himself for the car.
I love this.
Dude,
and prevented the Baron
play.
take successfully.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
No fear whatsoever for this guy. Flash, go in. Kill. Let's get NXI too. Common Closer triple kill.
Oh my gosh.
He's completely turned it.
There were signs, you know, that he was going to have the kind of end of season that he did. Moments like this, which is like, this dude's he's different.
Kangas, thanks for the follow, by the way. Good to see you, man. All right. To this next play. Now, this was really critical play. Situationally, again, in playoffs against C9, game 4, if I remember right, I think we won the first two and then C9 won the third. I think so. I may be wrong on that. But anyway, game 4, kind of a critical point, right? 33 minutes into this. And we're setting up for a big fight. Baron's on the table. C9 looking kind of strong at this point, right?
Yep. TP, deep flank.
TP, Perks wants in on this. So here comes TP after the fight starts. And then I just want to go back. Someday hook shots in off of his own TP flank. Chills right here on the ruins of the turret. Waiting for Perks to come in here and does this.
And he's got, by the way, shockwave up, right?
Yeah. Shockwave gets one, I think. But Someday prevented him from doing anything.
Yeah. Look at that.
Turned the entire fight. Once again,
clean ace, dude.
Yeah, clean ace. No one dies. Watch the timing again in full speed. I won't stop it this time.
It's so unbelievable.
It is absolutely perfect timing from Someday. He just chills and hook shots at the exact right moment. Just watch. Boom! He launches before the TP completes, and the TP completes by the time he gets there. You cannot time that any better. And Sven gets blown up. Look at that.
Oh, just
a clean ace off of that fight.
Perfect stopwatch too. Zonia's, whatever it was.
Insane.
And I think that ends the game, right? Like, there's no way.
Does. Yeah, they win the game right there.
Jeez.
And beating C9 in playoffs, not an easy thing to do.
No.
Now we forward to the finals when it wasn't even close. So this play number 8 on our countdown. Wasn't even close. We were actually going for the speed run record on Team Liquid because we were beating them so bad. And we had this play where it's not the most insane mechanical thing, right? But it's just so cool that the team was just on the same page and hitting on all cylinders so much that they were able to do this. So I absolutely love this.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Party portal coming in. Closer says,
boom.
Let me invite you to the party, Santorin.
Yes.
Kicks him straight into the party portal. Who he, by the way, excellent work on the front line. Look at this. Just jumps in and says, have a party. And that was
so
like
demoralizing.
That's the thing. It's like that we just styled all over Team Liquid during that series. Just progressively worse and worse. And just the team was just so in sync that they could do that play. It's like, all right, cool. Boom.
And I even love that the positioning, like he lands in the middle and there's a dude on each side.
Yeah,
like
right. It's right into the middle. It's like from like a movie or something. Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
If this were a movie, that would be like the ultimate cool guy move.
Yeah.
You were cool in that series.
All right. So I really love this play too. This is similar to the closer play where it's just like someone does something crazy where you were not expecting it.
Yeah.
Immortals, who really wanted to prove something against us this year, set up the gank on Abbedagga. Oh no, Jordan, he's being ganked. Oh no, Xerxes here. Oh no, what do we do? Boss toss in the back. Oh no! And that day we learned Abbedagga is a bait brother.
For himself,
just the positioning is so
flash,
good.
By the way,
no flash. Abbedagga.
He survives this.
No, he says, "Oh, perfect," and just chills, not panicked at all. Gets the kill off the sand soldier. Man, how salty do you feel if that's the result of your gank? That's like if you're not playing pro game, you FF right there.
Yeah. You're like, I'm just gonna go AFK.
Now, we showed an awesome Lee Sin kick by Closer earlier under the party portal. I present to you another awesome Closer Lee Sin kick from the same game.
Yep.
Later in
He's
the
good at
game.
close. All right, he's good. He's good at Lee Sin.
Yep. Oh, whiffed on the ulti there, FBI. No matter. Watch what Closer does. Sonic Wave. Whoop! Whoop! Tactical!
Oh,
You're not allowed to play anymore. On the Varus. Gets right in there. Finds a way to get to tactical, which was a common theme during
the
that
amount
series.
of distance covered in that play is frankly unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like-
Look at this. Look at how he gets in there. And like he has
the
to
movement looks broken. Like
Yeah, so Sonic Wave lands on Santorin. Santorin goes back and then he's like, okay.
you can't even really fault Tactical that much because he was
No.
like, where else is he supposed to play?
Yeah.
You know,
Tactical's like, yeah, he's back in. He's in and back. Like he should be. Turns a little bit there. But ward hop flash kick. He lands the Sonic strike or the Sonic Wave, just insult to injury right here. Watch the follow up. Here's one.
does he
Boom.
land that
Yeah.
or is it short?
I think it lands, doesn't it? If not, it's still
Yeah,
stylish. It's very stylish. play.
right. It's like if he tried to step back in, he eats a Sonic Wave in the face.
Yeah. And this was the moment Team Liquid knew for sure that they were dead
Yeah.
and that they
How
had
far is
lost the
thinking
LCS
about-
title.
A super team that he could
Join in a
super team
different
he could go
region.
to. Yeah. He's making some calls.
Now, we didn't have besides the EDG game, Worlds was kind of weird for us, you know.
Mhm.
But we talked across the first day of Worlds, the first day of our group play, about like we really wanted to see LCK Cannon. You remember that? It was like,
Yeah.
man, these LCK Cannon builds have just been wrecking people. When we played, it doesn't seem to have that effect until we played EDG, World Champion EDG, and absolutely stomped them, by the way.
Yeah.
So do not forget that 100 Thieves crushed World Champion EDG. Crushed them.
It is. And before we roll the footage, let no one forget that they had a lot to play for. They had a lot to
Yeah,
play
they were
This
playing
was
for seeding with
Yeah.
2-1.
Yeah, this was not just a throwaway game.
And someday, watch him find the flank on Kennen around the Dragon Pit.
He said, I got a ways to go here, boys. Got small legs. It's going to take me a little bit.
But now,
But it'll be good when I arrive.
4-man ulti just erases him. Just look at the damage to the health bars, man.
They're full. Like their team is fresh.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
It happens so quick. It happens
Man,
so quick.
if you want to see something that's a bit sad, watch the reaction of the players at the end of this game.
At the end of
you
the
know.
game?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because it's like we
it's
knew
like-
we could have. Yeah.
Yeah, we're out. We're still out. That didn't change. We're still going home.
Yeah. Well, I'm choosing to remember the good times, Jordan, like that someday.
Well,
Can
I
I
remember
play?
both. You don't want to forget that feeling. You want
All
to
right.
keep that feeling in your heart.
Speaking of the good times, which by the way, our YouTube video is officially rolling now. It was
There you go.
premiering, but you know, whatever. We're doing the director's cut. This next play, this is number 4 on our list. I had this as number 1. All right. So
Yes.
it's not higher because Jordan is a jerk. All
I
right.
messed it up. As I do every year. My annual tradition.
Every year we have to fight. Let me just roll the play. You guys all remember it.
Oh my gosh. this is-
Closer Diana. One of the best plays I've ever seen. Look how he gets in here to the fight. Waits to kill Tactical before the ulti. Gets a double kill. Now he's in trouble. Under the shroud. No vision. Wow. Okay, just a reminder of what happens here. In case you missed it the first time around. Jenkins, under the cover of the shroud, can't be seen. Closer has Zonia's and has to guess when he's going to be executed. And does it perfectly.
Oh.
Blind Zonia's.
So absurdly good.
Look at this. Oh my gosh. That's incredible.
It is. It really is.
Thank you, Freak, for the call.
Yeah,
Thank
Freak
you for
is
calling
getting
attention to that.
hyped. Freak loves a good micro play. And
He does.
Freak loved that play.
He
Dude.
loved that play too. But here's another play that everyone loved. This one I thought might finish higher in our countdown, but at number 3, we have the infamous Team Liquid turret dive in the finals. This was us playing so unbelievably well. When this happened, I feel like we knew we were going to win the finals. This is game 1, 10 minutes into game 1, and we do this. Double TP in. Let's fight it out anyway. Taunt lands on like everybody from Someday. Still got 3 up. And turret. Who he finds the target in the back. Jensen goes down. Alfari left by his lonesome. Look at him flashing out, juggling the aggro. Getting the shields.
He gets the shield from the magic sword. 4 for nothing. Dude. They're spam pinging Santorin alive in chat.
Now, Kobe says, there goes the early game, boys. There went the whole game.
Yeah,
as soon as
there were the
this
whole
happened,
series.
you knew 100 Thieves was not losing today. It's like if you can juggle a turret dive like this well, you get 4 kills and the whole turret without giving up anything.
2 TPs. Like they invested so much into this play. Like this moment for me here, this is where the decision's made. Everyone's dancing around, not hitting each other.
Yeah.
They're trying to clear wave. We're not trying to pull aggro. And then we're like, nah, yeah, we're going to kill all you guys. Everybody's
dead.
Yep.
Just look at how they juggled the aggro too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
One of the that has to be like the best team play ever from us. From 100 Thieves history, like the best coordinated team play. That is just unbelievable.
That's one of those plays I told you that I feel like that when you hear our I feel like it was Reaper. Who was it was saying this? Or was it Papa Smithy?
It was Jungle Juice in his interview with us.
That's why it seems familiar. It felt like they were playing at higher than LCS level.
Yeah.
That's what that looks like.
Yeah.
Right. This is the fun, and this is something I said to you too. When I was ranking these plays, I was thinking about the level of the competition. This is game 1 of the finals against TL, who had already beat us once in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And this is our first play. This is our introduction to them in the finals. Say, hey, this is hello. This is what we plan to do. You know?
This is what we plan to do. This is going to be a different series.
Yeah. So good.
Look at how much better we are than when we last saw you a couple days ago.
Yeah, right.
Alfari puts up a good fight.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's talented.
I wish him well in another region since he couldn't cut it in NA. Okay, now, the next play, I was embarrassed to have ranked this high because, it's our DFM base race.
I put it
We shouldn't have been in this position, way behind DFM. Day 5 of Worlds, we're already eliminated at this point. We're playing for Pride. And DFM is crushing us, and they go to base race, and something in the guys, they just decide we don't want to lose.
Not like this.
Not like this, man. So watch this play. They've got Tryndamere up. Tryndamere with ulti available, cutting down the base. All right, so they force Zonias out of Arya, and then they do this to Tryndamere. Kick back, headbutt into the well, where his ult will not immune him. So Closer displaces him away from the Nexus, and then Huhi headbutts him into the well. 4,000 IQ play. They save it. And look at that.
And
the Solar Flare gets everybody. Stolen Solar Flare from Abdaga. And Solar Flare got everybody. And then they just clean him out. Again, clean fight. We didn't lose
It's
anybody.
48 minutes. The death timers are over a minute.
And we just turn around and win the game. So
Yeah, they
I'll
have tier
spit it
2
out.
up. We just walk it down. Let me defend my decision here, or at least explain why I put it as high as it is. If we don't make this play, I literally don't think we see the same team coming back in this season. If we go 1-5 at Worlds, it changes the entire narrative about our team, our program, the squad, how we have done. We were that close to losing against DFM, and I guarantee you, if we lose against DFM, we probably don't have that cannon play against EDG in the top 5 either.
Yeah.
So for me, and it just took such mental fortitude to make that happen, especially when you like the crushing despair of underperforming at Worlds, of not hitting your goal. Like that for me is grit. And that's why I was just like, wow, what a play. And then to go on and beat EDG is just crazy. So for me, it's like, it's hard to accomplish more with a single play than I think they did with that one.
Yeah, they really did save Worlds for us in that moment. So it did change things for sure. I just am embarrassed that we were in a base race with DFM. That's all.
DFM is, I mean, hey, look,
Arya
was the
is
DFM
a sick
dream.
player. Arya is really
good. This is the DFM super team that they talk. I remember that storyline. Like they got the pieces they wanted, and they look good, man. They challenged. Did they get a win? I can't remember if they.
I don't think they do, because their other game would have been T1, right?
Yeah, but I think at least there were some close games for sure.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but that was play number 2. So the top play, as voted by the 100 Talk Dads of 2021, a very a moment that I revel in, as you know, Jordan. Most punchable NA has featured one name off and on for a really long time, and that name is Sven.
Yeah.
And in a moment of need, Closer was able to find a play on most punchable NA's Sven. Now, team situation. They've got Ocean Drake. They're up 7K. They got Baron. They're pushing in. This could be the last push.
Yeah.
Game
they're
score
knocking down
1-0. So they're going to even the score here, right?
Yep.
And they've already gotten bot turret. They're going to take mid turret. They're going to try for inhibs. And Closer decides to change the outcome of the game and possibly the series by doing this. Oh my gosh. How fast does he die? He dies fast, like I think faster than he can realize what happened to him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hit the timer on this. Hit the stopwatch.
What on earth was that? He finds that play.
Yeah.
And they cannot fight without Sven's damage.
Yeah.
Oh, my whole thing just disappeared. Let's try that again. Oh, it's not back. One second. I guess when I get to the end of the playlist, it doesn't want me to do anything else. So one second. I can bring it back. Oh no, that's not. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. So one more time. The top play of 2021 is voted by your dads. Closer.
What a play.
How did he pick him out too? Like, how does he get back there? He has to thread the needle. He has to like get in the exact right position. And Sven immediately blown up by the rest of the team.
Yeah. Real quick.
and that turned the whole game and possibly the series. Jeez.
What a play.
So that has been montage of Closer highlights 2021. I mean, top plays 2021 by the entire 100 Thieves LCS team. Jordan, what a year it's been.
What a year. What a fun year of league. I can only hope that we're in for anything close to that this year, because if so, man, It's just going to be a good time.
It's going to be an excellent time.
Yeah.
Guys, get ready for lock-in. Closer's going to do some
I'm
more of
locked
that.
in. I'm locked in for lock-in.
We're going to see more closer plays like that in lock-in. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Starts this weekend. Rec League we'll be doing on Thursday. I don't know. We haven't talked about what exactly our plan is, but we'll tweet it out on Wednesday. Oh, that's tomorrow. We'll tweet it out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So follow us on Twitter. I'll put the Twitter account in the Twitch chat if you're still here with us. And get ready for more regularly scheduled 100 Talk coming to your way every Monday, 8:30 p.m. Central. This is not our usual night. Monday is usually where we are. Guys, about to win another title and win Worlds. Congratulations already on 2022. Yeah. We love you and we miss you already.